I make these videos in hopes that they would generate dialogue. That being said, I would appreciate it if you kept the comments civil, even though the video may not be. I try to keep my channel PG, but these videos are filmed on a college campus, so there's going to be profane and explicit dialogue. If you aren't okay with that, or are young and your parents would rather you not listen to that kind of language, I suggest you stick to my other videos. Other than that, enjoy.
And so if we come back to understanding love, the being, and then are committed and commit ourselves to loving each other, then that is the answer. The answer is coming together to love one another and to understand one another and to get back on the right track. Everything else except for humanity was created by speaking. Love spoke and it was. And then it took the dirt and molded it into an image similar to his own. And then breathed its own life into it. Love itself gave us life to have a relationship with it and to show it to everyone else. Love is the answer, everybody. Love. Isn't that what Jesus teaches? God does not call
Yo, we know how to combat him now. Anytime he speaks,
He wants to deify love. Wrong.
Dad, I have a question.
What's your question?
Wrong.
You made me like to listen.
What's that?
Do you believe that God created everything on this planet?
No.
Oh,
Wrong. God did not create that backpack. God did not make your hat.
Every organic life form on this planet. Did God create every life form on this planet?
Well, not necessarily by a direct act, the laws of physics, people are, sperm meets egg, and you have a human being in conception. Yes, of course.
So you believe that smoking marijuana is a sin, right?
Well, it's according to why you do something. There may be,
why do you eat? Because it feels good? Why is it wrong to smoke one of his
well, remember, something happened after Adam's sin. The earth was cursed.
But then, does that mean that Satan created marijuana?
Now,
God did not
you can
create all
use
life
marijuana for, rope, making rope. And,
No, Satan convinced the marijuana plants to be bad.
God
gave us dominion.
That's what it was.
Right? So why shouldn't we be able to use it in any way we want? That's what dominion means.
Well, because you're supposed to be sober-minded. And
Then why put
unless you're
that
taking
there?
marijuana for glaucoma or something like that under a doctor's prescription.
I don't remember that exception being in the Bible.
Well, you got a mind. You got to figure things out. You don't take, if you got a lot of pain, you take some morphine, that's not a sin. If you're just taking it to alter the state of your consciousness or for recreational purposes, then it is a sin. So God considers not just what you do, but your motive in doing it.
But morphine was created in the lab. Marijuana is grown out of the earth that God gave us, right? And when he says we have dominion, we can use it for whatever we want. That's what dominion means. Control.
Hey, God made your eyes have the right vision.
Why you have to answer your question?
If God created sex, why doesn't he want us to not have it?
Have it in marriage. Get a wife. Make babies. That's what women are for, basically.
That's sex.
To be baby machines.
Why did God create infertile women? Women who cannot have children. Why
Well,
did he create infertile men?
Something goes wrong in your body, it doesn't mean God has done it. You can violate the laws of health. There's another spiritual being out there, Satan. Jesus went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil. So don't assume just because something happens on earth, God does it. God has given man a free will.
But God has an ultimate plan, right? And we have to follow his plan.
Yes, an ultimate plan, but that doesn't mean he has a plan for every decision you might make in life.
But being infertile isn't a decision. It's a circumstance she was born with.
Right, yeah, so that's a circumstance she's born with. Maybe we can pray, and some people are born blind. Was man the Bible born blind? Jesus healed. we're not talking about physical problems out here. We're talking about moral problems.
When's the last time you read a book?
Why do you
other
say
than the
it's
Bible?
women's responsibility to be a baby machine?
What's that?
Why is the purpose of women to bear children?
Well, that's their natural use, according to Romans 1. Girls, that's why you have these breasts. They're not for these boys to be playing with and fondling.
Then why do you
They're
have kids?
for nursing babies.
So why do you have kids, bro?
No, girls,
Pretty sure we just have
once you get a husband, it's all right for the husband to engage a little foreplay, if you know what I mean. But if there's a baby, the baby gets first dibbies on the titties. You girls have a womb. That's where the baby lodges for 9 months.
Brother Jed, when was the last time you saw a pair of tits?
Hey, I've got girls always wanting to show me their bare breasts. It happens frequently.
Why don't you say yes?
Brother Jed, I have a question.
Lots of times they just got fried eggs and nothing to them.
What does that even mean? Have and rear children. Are you okay with them breastfeeding in public? That's them performing their
Yes,
supposed
they
primary
should use some discretion, but nothing wrong with breastfeeding in public.
If women are just...
So if the purpose of a woman is to bear children, then what's the purpose of a man?
Well, the purpose of man is basically be a husband and a father. The basic purpose of a woman is to be a wife and a mother. Now, there are some exceptions. You girls have to wait around until some guy asks you. And you might not ever get asked. And girls, as long as you're giving these boys what they want without marriage, they're not going to marry you. Back in my day, when I started my higher education at Indiana University in 1960, girls came to college to get their MRS degree, if you know what I mean. To find a good husband, maybe pre-med, pre-law, an engineer. Don't mess with these philosophy majors, they're not going to make any money.
So women are just to make babies, then why is that woman here doing this? This isn't making babies.
Principally, she's got to be asked first. She's got to find a godly man who will ask her. Some girls, you may never be asked. You might be an old maid. That's okay too. Then you don't have, you can be married to Jesus.
Or is it like movement?
Why does the man have to ask the woman? Why can't the woman approach the man?
Well, turn manly men off when women get aggressive. That turns real men off.
It's not a matter of aggressiveness. If you're thinking about submissiveness, there's a way to
So
submissively
we men, we take charge. Have you ever had a little heart-to-heart talk with you come from a broken home, perhaps your father was not there?
My father is more involved in my life than my mother.
Well, then he should tell you these things. The man takes the initiative. Now, you girls kind of blink your eyes and let the boys know you might be interested and open to a invitation for a courtship or something like that. Because, you know, a lot of us, a lot of men are kind of shy around women and afraid of being rejected, and they might not ever ask. So you girls maybe tell your girlfriend that, you know, who's friendly with the boy you're interested in, that, you know, you would be open to an invitation to dinner or some such thing as that. That's okay.
Can you name me the last book you read other than the Bible?
Hey, I write books. I'm
Okay,
an
what?
author.
Name
I
one.
don't read too many
Name
books.
one.
I write Who Will Rise Up, Gold in the Furnace, Walking in the Spirit.
And now what's one that you read that didn't write?
These are titles of my books.
Tell me one that you read that you didn't write.
Let's see. I read the little golden books when I was a child.
That's the last book you read that was the Bible was when you were a child?
By the way, I wrote a book called All Trumped Up. Subtitled Our Lion-Hearted President. You can order it at Amazon.com.
You know, Amazon is a non-Trump supporting website, so...
You're not very good at selling your products.
I have all the options of anything without
Yeah, no, I've been.
will actually answer you. Just so you know.
You're going to seek what?
Legal action.
Oh, we'll get your lawyer. I think it's already up on Facebook.
Like my new sign?
You've already put my
Jesus will deliver you from your sins
Jesus doesn't fucking
and
die
set
for
you free and give you, well, like, a transsexual people kind of give me the creeps.
Oh my God.
I might
I
get,
thought you were a tough guy.
well, I might get cooties or something, you know.
Wait, but
You know, cooties don't hurt tough guys. If God loves you, He'll protect you from the cooties.
Will deliver you from your sins and set you free.
But if God loves you, won't He protect you from the
Okay,
cooties?
is there anybody here that's really Christian?
I was born Christian, but then I realized God was a dick, so I
You're
stopped
really
going.
Christian?
yeah,
When were you born again?
I was born in. I actually don't know. I can't remember. Somewhere in the U.S. That's all I know.
Hail Satan!
So,
When did you commit your life to Christ?
Hail Satan!
what do you mean seriously, or just like the initial thing? Seriously,
Go ahead and draw any 3 cards. Don't
Few years
look at
ago?
them, don't peek at them, just pull
What
them.
were the circumstances?
well, because you said that I was a serious Christian. He asked me if I was a serious Christian or not.
What were the circumstances that before you were sort of played but not taken seriously, Christ wasn't the center of your life? What were the circumstances by which you changed your mind and decided, I'm going to get serious with God?
So I was really considering things, particularly the nature of truth and reality, and divinity, of course, as well.
What's that now?
Well, I was considering many things, such as the nature of truth and reality and divinity, and doing research as to, what really is true and
It
real.
takes a lot of thought to be a Christian. He was considering the nature of reality. Meaning of life, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about, the questions you people ask me are so shallow. Have you ever thought about what the meaning of life is?
In the past,
Yeah. Be good to other people because they are your fellow people. Not because you're getting a reward at the end of life because you're good to them. Not because you're going to get punished because you're not good to them. You be good just because you're good.
That's only the point I've heard this man say so far. If you're good simply because you seek the reward of heaven or fear hell, that's the wrong motive. You'll go to hell anyway.
And your God will know.
Your God knows whether your motives are pure or not. He knows our heart. So that's why the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13, though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and lay down my life for a noble cause, present my body to be burned, and have not love, it profits me nothing. So if in our good actions we're not motivated by a love for God, it's all vanity. If the Boy Scout is just helping the old lady across the street to get a merit badge, there's no virtue in it. If he's doing it because he genuinely cares about the person and cares about God and representing God, then it's virtue.
Isn't the product of love for God love for others?
What's that?
Isn't the product of loving God loving others?
Yes, Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. A lawyer came to Jesus and asked, what is the greatest commandment of the law? And Jesus answered him saying, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind and all thy strength. The second is likened on the first. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. God's not too interested in us just saying, oh, I love you, God, I love you. He wants us to demonstrate our love by loving others, even our enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, that's God.
You said it yesterday.
He's able to love their enemy. Even an atheist might love someone that loves him. Even an atheist might be generous towards someone that's generous towards him. But we Christians can be generous to those that are selfish towards us.
I'll tell you something. I'm atheist, but I love these people much more than you do.
You're saying non-Christians don't have the ability to feel compassion. That's what you just implied.
You have the ability. Everybody has the ability. But feeling,
But you have to believe in God first.
there's one thing to feel compassion, another thing to act on that compassion. A lot of people, feel sorry. A lot of people feel sorry for the poor, but never lift their finger to help them.
What are you
So
doing
it's
to
more
help the
than
poor?
a feeling.
What are you
See,
doing
God
to help the poor?
judges our actions.
He's giving them God.
What are you doing to help the poor?
That's a good question.
You know, maybe you've
This
heard the
gentleman
old
has a
adage.
What are you doing to help the
answer
poor?
his question.
Yes.
This gentleman has a question. I think you owe him an answer.
All right, I'll ask something intelligent. Well, yesterday I was an atheist, but get this, everybody. This night, pretty much over the course of the night, I woke up this morning, I'm like, you know what? Thanks to this guy, I believe in Satan now. What do you have to say about
Well,
that?
I would say a mission accomplished.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Wait, but I thought you were trying to bring God into people's
See,
lives,
we
not
come,
Satan.
we come to move people. You know, most people kind of straddle the fence, and Jesus turned most people off. They tried to kill him more than once before they succeeded. So did the apostles, were regularly mocked, ridiculed,
Every once in a while, you need a bit of vitriol.
mobbed, beaten, stoned, eventually martyred. They offended people.
Yeah, sure.
So the
Yeah.
fact that at least we
Sure
move
thing,
this
man.
guy, most people will harden their heart when they
I
hear
might
truth.
post it too. I'm not sure yet.
Jesus said they
I
hated me
posted
without a
some
cause.
from yesterday.
They tried to kill him more than once before they succeeded.
Just another card, another card.
So we have a way of affecting people, moving people. But I know also that as a result, some of you people, we planted seeds of truth in your mind and you end up believing. I regularly get emails that go something like this. Brother Chad, you visited my campus years ago. Sometimes they'll say decades ago. I argued with you. I cursed you.
Especially like here.
You made me mad. You made me so mad. I started reading the Bible to try to prove you wrong. When I read it, it answered the questions I had.
No problem.
I started going to church again.
Make the most of
Became
your
a
day.
Christian. But Brother Jed, you were the turning point. You were the one who really got me to thinking.
Brother Jed, I have a question.
Matter of fact, there was a man out here yesterday speaking.
I have a
He had
question
heard
about
me
that
speak
man.
here and you talked to him.
I have a question about that man. He said that in the 80s you spoke to him and then he converted to being a Christian.
He said that.
What did you say to him? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Go ahead and label the cards.
Basically, my message hasn't changed over the years. You know, I've tweaked it some, but it's been the same.
Well, clearly
Believe in
whatever you said to
Jesus
him
and
is
be
what works.
saved. If you don't believe in Jesus, you'll be damned. Righteousness is good. Sin is bad.
But you said it was good that he believes in Satan, so you just said sin is good.
I said it's good that I affected him.
Only
That he
It's
either
good
grew
that you
closer,
affected him
I
negatively.
moved him. Jesus
It's
said,
good that you negatively affected him.
Jesus said, think not that I have come to bring peace but a sword. Jesus said, I've come to bring division. I've come to set a man against his father.
Sounds like an asshole.
A mother against a daughter against her mother. And a man's clothes shall be those of his own household.
Sounds like a real nice guy.
So we bring light. See, most people are indifferent to the message of Christ because it's often delivered in our churches without any passion or authority.
It's not even true. The majority of people in this country are Christians. So the majority of people are not indifferent.
How would you define a Christian?
Someone who believes
In
in
a
the divinity,
biblical way.
someone who believes in the existence, and divinity, death, and what's it called? The
Resurrection.
The resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's how I would define a Christian. And the majority of this country believes
How would you define the word believe in the biblical sense?
in the Bib. Well, the word believes means that they believe it to be true. There's no other definition of the word
You
believe.
got to, it means in
Anytime
the
someone
sense of
believes in the
serve.
resurrection of a fucking
See,
dead
faith-
guy, they have faith.
Faith is trust. You got to trust in Him. You know, you might believe some woman to make you a good wife, but you know that doesn't mean you're going to marry her. That doesn't mean you believe enough in her, or you might really believe in her that she'd make a great wife, but you don't want to take on the responsibility of marriage. So we got to follow Christ. We got to emulate Christ. We got to be conformed to His character. We have to live for Him. Jesus said, "Follow me." He said, "Except a man forsake all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple." So saving faith is more than just acknowledging certain facts about the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. We got to live for Him.
Okay, why would someone believe in the resurrection of Christ and His divinity, but then not follow His teachings? Because if they believe in that, then they would believe they're going to hell, which
good
makes
question.
sense.
Because to follow Him, we need to live a life of self-denial. Jesus said, "If any man come after me, Let him deny himself daily and take up his cross and follow me.
So what do you say about these
And
church
so,
officials who touch little boys?
Christianity is more than just, as the point he was making, it's not just a free ticket to heaven or an escape hatch from hell. It's a commitment. You got to embrace suffering. The main symbol of Christianity is the dying man on the cross, which represents death, suffering, self-denial, pain, sorrow, and rejection. So if you're going to become a serious Christian, you have to embrace a life of rejection, sorrow, suffering. And that's what people don't want.
What about love?
Sure, people want to go to heaven, they don't want to go to hell, but not enough to forsake all and follow Christ. That's what the cross demands.
But what if you don't care about heaven or hell and you're just a good person to be a good person?
Oh no, you missed it. We can't have that.
Well,
We're not Christian.
What's your standard of determining whether you're a good person or not?
Because we don't have any motivation to be good.
I got it. I suppose if you were to interview most people in prison, they would say, I'm basically good. Yeah, I've done some wrong things, but I'm basically a good person.
Go ahead and divide the
That's just conjecture.
Either you're good or you're
You know,
not.
by the standard of
3 ways?
Nazism, Hitler was a good Nazi.
Oh no.
I suppose most of us would think Nazism is bad.
It is.
Many Germans thought Nazism was a good philosophy.
And talk to any German now and see what they say.
I self-identify.
I mean, Marx was a good communist. Trump was a good capitalist.
So what makes someone good in God's eyes?
Okay, what
Hitler.
is the standard of goodness?
You ever
Very
seen
good
Little
question.
Nicky?
That which promotes the highest
Baby
well-being
Hitler
of
shoving
all
pineapples in his butt?
and
Yeah,
works to
that's what
prevent the
helps.
highest misery of all.
Go ahead and label it.
It's summarized in the golden rule.
Ability to do that.
Summarized, you don't want anybody stealing from you, so don't you steal. You don't want me lying to you, don't you lie. You want me cheating you, don't you cheat. So, but most people will lie, steal, cheat if they think they can get away with it. Because most people are
Oh
selfish.
no, I liked her.
We all know it's wrong to
people
be selfish.
condoms.
There's not a person on this campus that's not
Yeah,
condemned
she was pretty
selfishness
cool.
in others.
The other day you said that
And if it's wrong for others to be selfish, it's wrong for you to be, it's wrong for me to be, it's wrong for us all to be. We all know our moral obligation, but we don't live up to it consistently.
So if living by that standard, the golden rule as it's often called, makes you good, then isn't it possible to live by that standard as a non-Christian and still be a good person?
Well,
He
you know,
is what we would
you
consider
gotta
a
recognize this
blacksmith of
comes
his
from
time.
God.
He
God,
was,
God is the
he
example
was an
of
elf and he
goodness.
worked under the king for a while.
He gives
He
the
would be
supreme
rich.
example of love by not just by laying down his life for his enemies.
We would imagine him almost as if somebody
So
who
you've
won
got to
his
be
scalp.
willing to lay
He,
down
like,
your
blessed
life
them and
for
gave them
your
a
enemies.
Yahweh's
Like,
very powerful.
even though you are my
That's
enemies,
a really cool card to get.
I have laid down my life
See it
for
off
college
of
students.
Danny.
The other day you
Preaching
said
daily on campuses, coming to this campus annually since the mid-70s.
Why are we your enemies?
So this is your
Because you're enemies of God, you're enemies of righteousness.
Selfish of you to be preaching for God.
How do you know that this man that you just talked to is an enemy of God?
Isn't it selfish for you to be preaching the word of God instead of letting people find their own faith?
So the king chalice represents the future.
Let's see, can we come up with the definition of selfishness? I would say selfishness is considering your own happiness to be of greater value, inherent value, than that of others. All right? My goal is not my own happiness, it's primarily the happiness of God. Now, there's nothing wrong wanting to be happy, but that's not to be your supreme goal. I seek your happiness, and God offers us eternal bliss in heaven. I'd be, you know, when you got good news, something good has happened in your life, I think typically, if you're a caring person, you want to share it at least with your friends. You don't keep it to yourself. You got a blessing, maybe you want to you know, financial blessing. You want to take your friends out to dinner or whatever. Let's rejoice together over this. I've been
So
blessed.
your future
Want to bless
represents
you?
power, energy, and
So we've been blessed.
there's something that's going
with
to happen, and I
eternal
think
life,
the two
to
cards
get
tend to
eternal
go
life,
hand in hand
you
a
want to
lot.
pass it on.
Because
We have
with
been blessed with a clear
your
conscience.